That's down to there, so that's over knee deep. I heard a clunk and I turned round. Carl's lost his tripod. It's gone in the drink down there, and the flow of this water is... Joining me today, and I'm on a bit of a mission. I'm with two other photographers, and I'm in Scotland near Glasgow, and I'm getting my waders out, and I wonder if that gives you a bit of a clue to where I'm going. Now, the people I'm with are both landscape photographers and both YouTubers. I'm with Karl and Cliff. Karl being Glencoe Photography and Cliff being Cliff Hands Photography, and they told me to gear up for some extremely wet, muddy, slippery locations. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put my waders on. I've never worn them before, and I'm going to try and take a photograph of a very special place I've wanted to go to for a very, very long time. The problem is it's been raining all night, so we might not be able to get access to it, but whatever happens, I will come away with at least one photograph of something. So yeah, bear with, join me on this proper adventure where I look really stupid. But I can't wait to go and have a look, and it's going to be muddy. We are on the move, following Cliff at the moment. He knows where he's going, and Karl's chasing me from behind because he likes the look of this sexy, swanky person dressed like almost like a life boy. I've got my waders on, which are huge. I've got a pair of rubber sort of, I don't know, swimming shoes on because they're the only things big enough to go over my feet. And yeah, I feel like a right idiot, but I'm looking forward to going and have a look. Even if we don't get the epic shots, even if it's too much water, even if it's just a bit crazy and I fall to my death, I do still want to take a picture. And I just want to say to these guys, if I do fall to my death, can one of you take a picture and put it on the video for us? Anyway, let's see what happens, because I'm a bit excited to go with the nerves as well. He's taking us into the woods now. He's just taken us off the road, and now we're heading into the woodland. You know what it's like, 3 men in the woods and all that. Away we go. Jesus Christ. Karl's a really nice lad. He actually runs workshops up in Glencoe, and actually he's really thoughtful. He's just told me I'm going down the dodgy bit. Good luck to me, eh? Well, I've got to say that wasn't that bad. It's probably been a lot worse. It's probably been a lot worse, but we're actually now in Cavern. This is where thousands and thousands of years of water has carved this out. Yeah, so far I'm quite impressed. The ground is red. You can see all the rocks are red, which is obviously what gives it that red water look, but there's an awful lot of water, and I will not be treading in there unless I'm following that guy, and he's got 6 inches on me. But yeah, there's a lot of water. The view is round the corner, and I have not seen any water over that side in any videos of people coming down here, so there's an awful lot of water here. Well, let's see what we can do. We'll get something, even if I just get a shot looking back down that way, we'll get something down here to say I've been down here. But excited to be here, and now I know what it's like. I know where to come, and now I know my gaiters and these sexy little shoes work. I'm all right. No, some of this is deep. That's down to there, so that's over knee deep. Yeah, it's just going to pull you away a little bit, isn't it? I'm going to get the bag off, get the tripod off, get the camera set up, and get a shot at least. Cliff was saying it is way too deep. The flow is way too fast running down this ridge. It's just going to sweep you off your feet, and you've got no chance then once you're on your way down there, because you're not going to stop until you get to the end. So I'll get something from up here to say I've been here to have a look, and I'll get the best I can that way, even if I can try and stick a leg out into the water a little bit. And try and take a shot like that. So I'll do the best I can, get something on the screen for you, and make a plan from here on in. I can make this a 2-part video where I end up somewhere else. I've got a few other ideas. There's a place about an hour down the road which you might be able to take a walk to. So yeah, fingers crossed, we'll get something, and then we'll have a look at somewhere else. The thing to remember with places like this is no photo is worth that actual risk. Karl's just going around now to have a bit of a nose. But yeah, you've just got to be so cautious on your feet. Easily get swept away in water. The same with the sea. You've got to respect the water, because water will not respect you. So we're fighting with the elements as well. We've also got rain on the go. So my first shot is looking back down the gorge. We've got this lovely flow of water running down. I'm going to put the polarizer on in a moment as well. I'm just trying to keep my hand over the top of the lens. It just stops the raindrops from hitting the front of the lens. And ideally I should be checking it, because I actually got back from the Faroe Islands last night and I haven't checked any of my gear to make sure it's clean. So put a 2-second timer back on because it's been off. I've got a tree across the bottom corner. I know it's blocking the image a little bit, but it is a diagonal. It almost sort of takes you through the image. It sort of leads you over to the rocks on the right hand side, then follows you back down. And yeah, it's all right. It's not so bad. I've got this bit of a flow in the water in the bottom. I just add a little bit more of that. Got this nice crunchy texture going on. And then we've got the gorge leading down. Again, the polarizer will work really well on this, but I just want to get that first shot. Once I've got that first shot in the bag, then I'll start getting a bit more clever with it. I'm bracketing the images as normal because that gives me all the dynamic range if I need it. And when you're doing water, you can get that extra darker image with the sort of shorter image of the shorter flow of the water, and then the brighter image with a longer flow of water. So you get a variation of water. And then each time I'm just going to put the lens cap back on, it just stops all these water droplets coming down and sort of landing on the front of the lens. And I'll just check everything, because I haven't got my glasses on. I just want to make sure I've got myself set up and make sure it's nice and sharp and make sure the image looks okay before I start carrying on. It's looking okay, it's looking good, but I think it does need that polarizer, because then it will start to bring out that real deep texture of the water and get rid of that sort of glare that you get from light. And there isn't a lot of light, but there is some light coming in, which is just reflective light that's bouncing off the top of the water. So the polarizer is going to go on, and let's do this. Because one thing I do know, with all this gear on, I can't get to my lens cloth. It's in my pocket on the inside of my gaiters. So Maven filters, blue one is my polarizer. Pop that on the front like that. Make sure you zip the bag up so it doesn't fill with water, and let's just have a little look and see what difference this makes. And I know I'm not covering the front, but I just need to see what we're getting. Is it making a difference? Yes, it is. It's just punching out the colours a little bit, and just popping those greens and just taking the reflection off the water slightly. And again, at ISO 400, my normal exposure is 4 seconds. So that's how dark it is down here in this chasm. So the straight shot showing on the back of the screen, I'm looking at it at the moment, and I really like it. It's something different that I don't get to see every day, something different that I wouldn't normally shoot every day. So it doesn't matter how bad the conditions, doesn't matter how much we can't get into the water, I still think it's a corker. And I can see what Cliff is doing down here. He's trying to get this tree leading down, and I'm going to be sneaking the same image because he's one up it on me already, because that would be quite nice looking down between the old brutes down on the floor down there. Well, just like me, I've been jumping into their videos and spoiling them for them, and they've been using these really fancy words like whale bones and vegetation and stuff like that, and I was going to steal all these words, but you just know that it's not me speaking, is it really, when I do things like that? So I've moved back a little bit further. I've got a bit more of the red rocks now down on the right hand side, because that's what this place is known for, the red rocks and the red water, which is why it's called the Devils Pulpit. It's got that blood red sort of style to it, if you can get the right sort of look in the water and sort of eliminate those reflections. By coming back, I've got rid of the sort of bright highlights up in that top corner a little bit more as well now. And I've got more of a flow of water. It's a lovely little diagonal. It's just basically a very simple diagonal image that's leading you through the actual gorge. So let's cover the top up again. Let's get this one. I'm going to change my ISO a couple of times just to give me a slight variation on shutter speeds, because I want to keep it sort of around the f8 sort of mark on this camera. All I can do is adjust my ISO. With it being so dark down here, I've just got to bump it up a little bit. I think I'm getting it. I think I'm getting what I want, but until I get home and try it, I don't know. It's very humid down here, so we're having to keep wiping things, and all my lens cloths are in my other coats and stuff like that, so I pulled out the emergency one out of my camera bag that's been in there for about 4 years. So yeah, let's see what we get out of this one, and then I want to get down low, I think. I want to get down low. Quite funny actually watching everybody have a look through there. Yes, I like the flow of the water. That's the way it's whipping up. What shutter speed's that?
So I was at.
That's just enough to catch a little bit of.
Where are we? F6.3, ISO 100,
1/3 of a second. Not bad. It's got a nice little bit of a whip of the water coming up. You can just see the texture, all the little texture on the top of the little bubbles that are just popping up. So about 1/3 of a second is quite a nice one. So I might have a go and see if I can get mine down that sort of low. Problem is with different cameras work in different ways and different ISOs and stuff like that. So all the settings. I know I give all my settings to all my images, but they're all different, and depending on what camera you're using, they're all completely different. The Fuji compared to what they're using is probably pretty basic, but I enjoy using it at the end of the day. So I've come back a little bit further. This is where I'm going to use that. Look at this, they look like whale bones or shark's teeth or something like that. But yeah, no, this is good. I know it's not the best images, but now I've got a bit more of the red water down here. You can see this flow of the red that makes it look like blood water. And I was just listening to Karl doing a bit of vlogging on his, and he was mentioning about this used to be where they used to throw the witches off the top or something. Back in the day, they used to chuck the witches off if they survive. Well, if they're supposed to be, if they survive, they're not witches, and if they don't, they were. But yeah, pretty creepy really, to think that people have probably died, or many people have probably died down in this bottom corner. And I have actually noticed something else as well over there. There's a bit of a big whirlpool going on, so I wonder whether it's worth trying to get a shot with that in. I think maybe even further up. Now the only problem with the image I've got down here set up is this actual log, this half a tree is hooked around these sort of whalebony looking things, and that's moving. So you can see there it's sort of bouncing up and down a little bit, and because that's moving, it's going to mean it's going to be moving down the other end, so it's going to be a little bit fuzzy. So I may try and do like a super quick shot just to freeze that action and to sort of paint that back in, but we'll see. It might look all right moving because the water's moving, but yeah, really, really good. And Karl's got his drone out, which I'm pretty gutted and jealous about because I've left mine in the van, so I might have to pinch a little bit of his footage just to show you what it looks like further down. But yeah, wicked. You can see behind me the way it goes up there, that's where the actual pulpit is. Karl's lost his tripod. It's gone in the drink down there, and the flow of this water is so fierce that it's probably about 200 meters down the river now. Manfrotto tripod, if you're after a Manfrotto tripod, there is one in the gorge, so you just a swim for it. But we've tried to work it out, we've tried to fish down, but my walking stick's about 5 foot long when it's fully extended, or 4 foot long at least, and it's at the bottom of that, so there's no chance. And we've got a brave man down here who's just about to stretch himself. He's going to want pulling out in a minute because the flow of this water is really fierce. So I'm going to turn this camera off for a moment because we could end up having to try and fish a man out if we're not careful. Of getting to this place knowing it's quite a difficult place to get down to, and to be honest, I'm going to say, hold my hands up, that was silly because that was okay. I've been down a lot worse, in all fairness. This is amazing. It's such a shame that there's so much water here, but I'm in the area, so maybe if I go up to sort of Loch Lomond for tomorrow, which may be the next video, or this evening, I might come back here on the way past tomorrow and have a little bit of a nose and see, but I'm not that sure, I'm not that keen about being able to jump in the water on my own. I'd rather do it with other people. No, you're all right, don't worry. People don't have to be worried about jumping in my videos. I feel for Karl because he's lost a tripod, but he's going to go out and buy himself a new one. He said it was 10 years old, so thank God his camera was not attached to it, because that could have been quite serious. And I've learned a couple of things. One is you don't drop your tripod. No, the second one is, on my microphone, I can take pictures, start and stop video with my mic. I didn't know you could do that. I've actually learned that. I've had this microphone for years and years and years as well. And Cliff's in the water, look, this is what you got to do. This is serious stuff, look at this. This is serious stuff. This is how you do it. This is why he wears his waders. And if you want to watch someone getting in the water, this is the guy to do it, because he will get up to his waist in water. I'm yet to be that brave. Maybe I should have a look and see what he's taking a picture of and go down there and try myself. I've got the gear, I just need to try it out. I tend to make the longer videos, don't I? But why not just finish on a slightly shorter one, just of this Devil's Pulpit. I know we didn't see the pulpit, it is round that bend. I tried to have a look before and I couldn't get round there. But this has been a really great experience, and there is another waterfall an hour and a half away, so we might even go and have a look at that, really. Give that a go, because with the amount of water around, it's going to be an absolute torrent, isn't it? But yeah, good experience to come down here. This image is the final one, I think, from this location. I've gone really, really wide. I've got these little fork type teeth, or you know, they look like I say, whale bones that Karl said before, and it actually looks like it's swimming through the water. And then being at such a wide angle, that trunk looks a lot smaller now, and I've got all these nice red rocks down in the bottom, so you get the whole flow of this, you know, looking back down the gorge on a wide angle shot. So yeah, I'm going to end it there. I'm going to thanks to these guys for bringing us down here and joining us on this little, little expedition. And yeah, till next time, ciao for now. Don't forget, like and subscribe, give us that thumbs up, it means a lot. And yeah, if you do fancy chipping in and helping Karl buy a new tripod, please do. I've also got a Patreon as well. Started off a Patreon. It's all about helping me and my journey and my travel and trying to do the things I do. And it's just supporting the channel. It's brand new. I've literally just started it off a few weeks ago. So yeah, if you want to have a look at the Patreon, and I've also got a donation page as well. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of people are doing it, so I thought, why not? I'll give it a go myself. Till next time, ciao for now. See you soon, and